Go outside, nerd. Get
Yeah.
out. Go.
Yeah.
I ain't got time to be distracted by
Yeah.
your worthless chime-ins. Go on.
Yo. Dogs on the couch, Netflix marathon. Beasts in the house, got the game face on. Remote on palm, phone in the other. Champs of the sofa. Shout out to Greg, never another. Yapping about the stats, got Jay Reed and spreadsheets. Baltimore County, the ARKs, flooded streets. Hey, blue to save flowers. Yo, dogs to Brock Bowers. Who pig like Nick Fatty? Ball out like this Madden. Loving Austin and Puka before LA hit the ground. From Bristol to Nashville, we turning it up loud. Where Henry's run the game, 2-2 in Duffy. Scored checking all night in that throwback jersey. O's and goes and X's and O's. Work ethic, 23rd pick. Field goals and best bros. Who let my dogs win? That's the real query. Ball game, every screen, this life is legendary. Barking about the game like some straight up hounds. Indoor dogs howling while the comfort abounds.
Hey guys, you ready to let the dogs out?
What? Do what?
Let the dogs out, you know, like, who let the dogs out? Who?
Who brought this guy?
I love guys who like football.
What's up?
What up?
I heard a little doo-doo when you
We're
started recording. Do you hear the
recording.
sound as well?
I hear that sound. You know what that means.
If only we could change that to a dog barking, you know?
If only. Well, be careful what you wish for because Packer is asleep on the recliner behind me. But, oh, he's actually giving me hard side eye right now. We
Uh-huh.
may have angered a little man.
Woken the beast.
We will post it. Actually, we haven't talked, and this is something we can talk about off. I'm just springing this on you out of the blue, but if we are gonna do any form of socials somewhere, I need to share. I guess on my own socials, I need to be more social. The art of Pac, and I don't know how he feels about it, and that may be why I'm getting the side eye. But I was quick to share it with all coworkers today. I was just like, look what I'm stupid and spent money on.
Please tell me they
Oh,
were supportive.
everybody was like, that's awesome.
Okay, good. Good.
Oh, yeah. Everyone but my dad thinks it's the best thing ever. And my dad
I actually have not showed it to Greg yet, so I need to send that to him ASAP. When you first said I got artwork for the house, I thought you meant the Airbnb that we're all going to for our girls' trip.
no.
And I'm like, dang, girl, you're going hard. You're buying decorations for a temporary like weekend. Let's go. And then I'm like, wait a second, she has a house. Well, yeah. So,
I'm not that dedicated, I'll admit.
well, the flag
That's true.
is kind of that way, right?
That is true.
And then the
That is
blanket?
true. I guess the crew won't be hearing this until after, so I can talk about it. I guess we can talk about it at length, and that's something we don't have on the list, but that we can get into in just a moment. Let's put that at the top of the list and get into that in just a second, actually.
Sounds good.
But before you want to throw that on there for me?
Sure.
Before we do, after you get that thrown on there, let's talk about how's your week in general? How's your week in football? How'd the Ravens look? Well, I know how I think the Ravens look, but how'd you think the Ravens look?
Pretty dominant, honestly. I'm trying to pull up. I was focusing on fantasy first because I had some big matchups this week. One was against yours truly. I was gonna check if we played in multiple leagues this week.
We did.
Okay, yeah. See, you're on top of it, and you're in like 16, 17 leagues. How many leagues are you in?
17.
17.
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
so did we play in 2 or 3? We played in women's league and
we played in Dynasty and Women's League. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, see, I need to catch up on. I think I went 3-3 this week. I'm only in 6. I started hot. Week 2, I was 6-0, which I don't think I'd done even last year. I was always like 5-1. But then I've had a couple 3-3 weeks. I think I had 1, 2, and 4 week, 1, 4, and 2 weeks. So I'm bouncing around the middle of the pack in most leagues. But I think in leagues with you, I'm looking pretty good, aside from the kicker league.
The kicker league is built different. The kicker league we'll take some time. Honestly, we need to put that on. we could do an entire episode about the lure, the folklore of in this economy.
Yeah, that's true. We could have
It
that's
needs to be its
save
own
that.
episode or a mini-sode, or like have one of the girls on as a guest to just talk in this economy. Honestly, though, I'm probably the most passionate about in this economy. So
Yeah.
I probably am the ideal. Maybe that's a solo pod where I just ramble on my own, but maybe we'll just do a mini-sode or something.
Well,
But
yeah, we'll do that for a future
we'll
one.
make it happen.
I was also playing against Greg this week, which, oh my
Uh-oh.
gosh, if you saw his team, I wish, can I even screen share? Can we screen share?
I say that. I know I'm able to. It is the arrow pointing up in the very center of the screen in a box. It should be below.
Okay.
It will say present now.
Oh, I'm in the wrong league. Oh, this is embarrassing. All right, this is my oldest college league. Also was Eastman, but the redraft league. And we've just had some turnover. So Greg snuck his way in there.
Shout out to Eastman. Big shout out to Eastman.
Shout out to Eastman if he ever sees this. So it was a tight one, but it should not have been. If you saw Greg's, look at this. Look at this. He went heavy on Dolphins. Look at this bye week we were up against.
Is Greg a Dolphin?
And he still almost be. I mean, he might as well be with this lineup, honestly. He does love saltwater creatures. So I guess
Did
a
he
dolphin.
have plans week 6 or something? He was just like, I need all of my boys to have week 6 off.
Exactly.
Every starter, we needed to have time off.
He did not. Well, and then he's got some injuries. He did not have running back. So he picked up Devin Singletary, who then also went out. And yeah, I also had Marvin Harrison instead. I had Marvin Harrison Jr., which I think you may have had him in a league playing me as well.
At least one.
So yeah, just some underperformers. I mean, shout out to Texans D and Chris Boswell for putting my team on their back. Because that's honestly what did it.
Pittsburgh looked. I'm not a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I do not like Mike Tomlin at all. My boss is a huge Steelers fan, but the Steelers looked really good Sunday. Justin Fields looked really nice. And I will sing from the mountaintops. This is an anti-Deshaun Watson podcast, and I'll say it on every episode. There is a clip going around and a guy on Reddit that was just like, hey, people that don't want Deshaun Watson starting in the NFL, you're wrong. And this is the reason. And it's just Deshaun Watson getting laid out by TJ Watt. And I'm going to be honest, made me like the Steelers for a second. Really liked seeing some black and yellow success in that moment. It was beautiful.
It's one of those respect things. I mean, yeah, like generally Ravens fans are going to hate the Steelers just because we've had this rivalry for so long, even though Steelers fans, they hate more on the Browns. And then in recent years, it's been the Bengals. And I just think our division is so, I mean, it's like the Packers division too, though. There's just like so much, I don't know. We've all been good at times and there's so much expectations and yeah.
The talent is well dispersed throughout our conferences and divisions and so it keeps it interesting. So yeah, sure. As far as the rivalry between obviously where I'm at, there's not like known rivalries, but like I said, the boss being a Steelers fan, when I wore my Zay Flowers jersey and at work, he was like on duty and was just like, boo. Not a happy camper. So
Steelers fans are kind of like Cowboys fans too. They end up everywhere. Like, how do you have a Steelers fan in Arkansas?
Yes. My original co-commissioner, shout out to Will Blake, who will never hear of this. Shout out to Will Blake. Will Blake, huge, terrible towel waving fool. Steelers fan, middle Arkansas, man. They happen.
Here, around here, especially because I'm south of Baltimore, my coworkers and stuff too are primarily half Commanders fans and half Ravens fans. So obviously this was even a more important week. We have a lot of split households around. There's a lot of hype going into it. So I mean, we still always give them a chance. Like the only truly dominant performance we had was the Bills. And even the second half there, we were kind of like, I don't know, what did they get it within 10 points? And I was already starting to get nervous, but it's good to see us start to play with a lead because historically we've struggled playing with a lead. But yeah, no, I mean, Jaden, that was the first Commanders game I've heard how dominant Jaden Daniels has been. So that was the first game that I've like truly watched the whole thing. And it's exciting.
He looks good. I took a risk in a couple of redrafts and grabbed him, and then grabbed like an insurance guy that I was hoping I would be able to drop and grab a handcuff running back that would maybe pay off via injury. And I was able to do that because Jaden Daniels has paid off, and he hasn't just paid off. He's been one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's fun to watch. He really is.
Fantasy wise, what QB is he?
I don't know. I don't know that off the top of my head.
Let me see if I can find it, because it's crazy. Because I have like, there's just some big names not performing too. Like I'm sure you've seen all the Mahomes stuff. I have Mahomes in a couple leagues, and like he truly is not a top 10 fantasy quarterback, and he hasn't been for a little while actually.
I'm in a tough spot because
Richardson
I really would like to sell Mahomes in our dynasty league, and I wouldn't be able to get a lot for probably the best actual quarterback in the NFL right now, but not the best fantasy quarterback.
All right, you want to take a stab at top 5 if you didn't pull it up already? Top 5 fantasy quarterbacks. So
its results may shock you. It's gonna be.
Don't let me down.
I'm gonna let you down. I want to put J Love there, but he missed 2 games, but he might still be close. Because legs.
Yeah, I'm looking at total fantasy points on the season, so missing 2 games is knocking down. Or unless you want me to do average per game.
No. Lamar, is Lamar in there? Lamar Jackson? No. He's
more than in there. He is him.
He is king.
So he's king with 143.46. That's a 23.9 average. This is in standard ESPN scoring.
Okay.
Next up is only less than 8 points behind across 6 games. And it's kind of shocking, but kind of not.
I think Joe Burrow is going to be in the top 5.
He's top 5.
Okay. I think Burrow's going to be closer to 3 or 4.
Burrow is 4.
Okay.
You're in there. You got this.
No, I don't.
I mean, we've already mentioned.
Yeah, but I'm not.
2 of these 5 this podcast.
Bye weeks have started now too.
These players have not had their bye weeks.
Okay. Are you sure they? Okay, definitely haven't had their bye weeks. God, there's no way. No. Oh my gosh. Just tell me.
Number 2, Baker Mayfield.
Are a jolly king.
Yes. Insane. It's because he's so not stressed. He's just so cool, calm, collected. He is averaging 22.5 points, just behind by a point. Less than a point. 0.8 is Jaden.
So Daniel's in 3rd?
Daniel's in 3rd, then Joe Burrow, then Josh Allen. And then Justin Fields coming up at 6.
That's wild. That's insane to me. Run back to me what What's
I mean, I'll hit the screen right now again.
no. What's Jaden's season number? Again.
134.36. So
Nice.
22.4 points per game.
Nice. So I'll get out of the thick of data for the audio sake of everyone, but I originally had pulled up Baker's stats from last week to share with the group. I'm trying to track it down again because I got distracted and pulled up Zay's stats.
Well, while you do,
yes,
I'm seeing this now. Again,
Okay.
my brain's so scattered with football, and I can only deal with one thing at a time, so I don't like have the whole schedule mapped out. But Ravens, Bucks, Monday Night Football. I hope it's on Manning Cast. Oh my gosh, I need to look that up right now.
awesome.
It's probably not. I think they were next one is week 8, right? Ugh, that would be the best. Oh no, it is. Let's go.
Oh, that made
Can
me
we just pod during
so
that?
happy. I would love to. If you want to, we can.
I think we should.
Okay. Deal. I have Baker's stats from week 6 right now.
Okay.
He was, I say I do. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that browser because your girl needs glasses. So 24 for 36 with 325 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 3 carries, and 29 rushing yards.
Oh, boy can run.
For 28.9 points in the scoring that I have him in.
What was his QBR then? Well, you probably don't have that there, right?
I don't have it. I can look it up though. Probably
That
not
is
great
wild.
with the 3 interceptions.
Yeah. It is crazy how good he's looking, yeah.
Yeah, it makes me happy because he's 52.3. 325 passing yards is tearing it up though. But Chris Godwin had a crazy game. His weapons were in classic form. Mike Evans, I think, had a nice game. The running backs were the Buccaneers looked great. The running backs were in White was out, so they were running in a tandem duo, and Bucky Irving and Sean Tucker split time. And every time I hear Sean Tucker's name, I think of that blank Tucker must die. Is it John Tucker? Is it John Tucker?
As soon as you said Sean Tucker, I assume it's Sean Tucker. It is now implanted in my brain as Sean Tucker.
Like I kind of want to pick him up in a league just to make the picture, the movie thing, and then just crappy Photoshop him on. But all right, I want to look at Zay's stats. I will talk very quickly about Zay's stats for the week. 9 receptions, 132 yards, 21.4 in this format for me. It's half
9. He was looking like a king. His little across the middle catch and pivot, his spin move is diabolical. Like he is tearing up the turf, and I love every second of it. And he's such a short king.
I love it. I know the exact moment you're talking about. He was
tearing
it up.
Back, but there was one early where it was like you saw the turf, the grass.
Well, I want to talk, and we'll keep my football ramblings to a minimum because I've pretty much hopped in on your football ramblings. But I want to talk about a play that had me so pumped this week. J Love ran down a few yards and blocked for, and it wasn't a huge block, but your quarterback dropping down and blocking for technically he's RB2 right now, but Marshawn Lloyd is technically that RB2. He's just on IR. For technically third string Emmanuel Wilson, he drops and blocks for the boy. You love to see it.
I love that.
You love to see it.
Did he have a huge play to get to that point too?
What? Yeah, I think so.
Right. I feel like you were texting me a couple
Mhm.
updates during that game and
Yep.
just going ham. And yeah, I love that. I just love to see, I mean, you're always been a huge Packers fan, right? But see like excitement in your eye again, you know?
It's so thrilling. My guy best friend from childhood, also a Packers fan, and he and I were discussing Aaron Rodgers, and we could do an entire podcast about Aaron Rodgers and how I feel about Aaron Rodgers, because it's been a roller coaster, because I've literally grown up with Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
But I am his family, I guess, because his family's not his family. But it's so, I mean, I've gone from having that as the leader of my favorite thing to somebody who's blocking for the third string running back.
Mhm.
That's a good feeling. That's a really good feeling. It makes, but then in the same way, like I feel like I rock in a glass jar over the Devontae Adams to the Jets situation.
So I was gonna say the Devontae news dropped today, and Greg and I were just talking about this earlier today. Like, so you know, Aaron Rodgers, different conference, and like, you know, the Packers and Ravens historically haven't met up that much and stuff. So I just kind of always lumped him in with those, you know, big names of the past, the Drew Brees, the Peyton Manning, the Tom Brady, right? Like one of the greats. So I didn't know much about his like personality. You learn more of these guys' personalities, like sometimes when they exit the league or if they're obviously on your team. But now with him going to the Jets, first the head coach getting fired, and then now the Devontae, like he just seems like such a diva, and it's annoying. It's
Yep.
so annoying.
Yep.
Like he just whines. Didn't he like complain about his guys route running
Yep. Mike
like,
Williams.
publicly, and then he gets Devontae Adams the next day? Like why is everyone giving in to him?
Yep. Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
seems
And
like
then
the worst.
when allegedly he had nothing to do with the coach being fired, but when I asked
Okay.
about it, he was like, nuh-uh, no way. I don't know nothing about that.
I would never.
I was in a dark cave somewhere. I don't
Yeah.
know nothing, man.
Get outta
It's a good feeling, and J-Lo seems like a pretty cool cat, and his guys seem to really like him, and that makes me like him.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm. That was I knew it was not going to happen, but there was like, you know, a brief hope of like Devontae going to the Ravens.
I
right?
really wanted it. I wanted it
We,
bad.
we don't have the cap space for sure, but the way he talked about like when you hear other players in the league respect Lamar so much of just like,
Mhm.
you know, I want to play with that guy because it's just crazy what he's doing. And like him and Henry seem like they're just building so much. Like I think we're just building up so much good stuff to make
If he wants a ring,
I know. Well, that was the thing. It was like, would you rather have, you know, a 1,500-yard season with a mediocre team not make the playoffs, or have 1,000-yard season and have a pretty good shot at a ring? And he's like, ring. I mean, why would they not that late in their career? But
wow, it's crazy.
yeah, I digress. Real quick on our matchup. Some big names we talked about: Zay, Godwin. You said Godwin went off on my team, thank goodness. And then you just have some weird ones. Barkley, Ford going out. Obviously Harrison. You didn't put up numbers. Oh, I didn't notice you started Yoshi, you sly dog.
I know. Desperate times, desperate measure. Who else? Kraft had a low-key week after a big week last week.
Mhm.
We'll talk about that after. Well, we've got it on the list to talk about. But yeah, I fared much better in our matchup in the women's league. Yeah, much better over there. Much better over there. And
that was
my
solid
ESPN one,
performance.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I think we played in all. This was the trifecta.
What?
Oh no, I played against Jess. Okay, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
did
I
we
started
play
saying
all 3 leagues?
I played Hannah in this economy.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
my team
ma'am.
is trash, but my logo is so good.
It is pretty baller.
Let me just give a quick peek. Oh. Do you see it? Oh. Just look at that. I mean, don't pay attention to this, everyone. Just ignore that part. 6
Beautiful.
doesn't look so bad. There's only 6 teams. But this is
It is beautiful.
because if you're from Baltimore, there is no T, and it rhymes with he who must not be named. But anyway,
He would, Lord Voldemort would look so good in a Ravens beanie too. Like,
yeah,
the actual Lord Voldemort is built. That's a beanie head if I've ever seen one.
and he has to wear it like
He
Halamar
looks
does too,
cold
just
all
like
the time.
at the very, just barely at the top,
Definitely.
just barely hanging on.
Yeah. Does he not look cold constantly?
I mean, his skin is blue, Whitney, so I
Yes.
think he's pretty cold.
You're right. You're bringing up a great point here.
I think that's what does it. If I had to guess, it's the blue skin. It's the blue skin. All right, I digress. What are we getting into next?
I don't know. What do you want to dive into first?
I lost all my tabs. I don't know how to podcast.
Okay. Do you want me to lead the
hopefully
way on this one? So
yeah,
this is
you
still
take charge.
technically football talk, but so one of our sacred things in this friendship, I don't know why I'm all of a sudden talking with my hands so much, but one of our sacred things is the class of 2023 draft class, because we co-managed a dynasty team together for 1 year and we drafted an elite level team.
Elite. We could do a whole session
Elite.
on that.
And
We did have like 9 picks, but still, elite.
It was this class of like, it's the dream team essentially. And amongst this crew, the end of the crew, we grabbed old boy Tucker Craft. And Tucker Craft he didn't go crazy this in week 6, but had a huge week 5, and his mic'd up has surfaced from week 5, and he is a gem. And not only has his mic'd up surfaced, but he went on AJ Dillon's podcast and they talked to him a little bit about what his smack talk consists of. And they asked him, and he's like, yeah, I pretty much just put up with smack talk until they like really get under my skin. And then I just turn to him and I'm like, I'll find your childhood home and burn it down. And I was like,
He's like, I
yes.
just start yelling. I just start
Yes.
screaming.
I just start screaming.
That's incredible. I wish I could use that tactic on my children because, I mean, I kind of do. Just try to remain calm as long as possible and then just absolutely lose it.
There's another clip where at one point, I think J Love throws a touchdown, maybe to, it wouldn't have been to Watson, but throws it was a 1-play touchdown, and Kraft quotes The Incredibles, and then after the play, he goes to I think the OC and is like, hey, tell Matt that was a really, really genius play. And the guy goes, tell him yourself. And he goes, I can't. I'm scared of it. Talking about Coach LaFleur.
I love that.
I love
Even
it
though they
so
look
much.
like they're about the same age. But
yes, absolutely.
I don't think it was about him, but we were talking about how some players just like fit their city so well.
I don't know that you and I have had this conversation, but Green Bay fans have had this conversation.
Okay.
He's obsessed with Culver's. There's a photo that circulated of him drinking a Busch Light and smoking a Marlboro Red. Green Bay has adopted him as one of their own.
We must have had this conversation too. Like, yeah, he just fits. He just looks like a Green Bay Packer. Do you know where is he from originally? Do you know? I'm sure
South Dakota.
Okay, so close enough. That kind of makes more sense.
And culturally feels probably somewhat similar.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think he like grew up hunting and stuff like that. Like, very very like small town and stuff. So
It is funny to see like players turn into their cities too. Like, I don't know if you've seen the Justin Tucker content where he's like wearing a grill and it's incredible. And like got these big chains on and he's like talking with his boys. Like,
That's awesome.
man, Baltimore has changed that man.
But you're gonna say he like was growing crab claw or crab claws.
Just Old Bay on his fingers at all times.
Yep.
I do think, real quick though, on Tucker, this was like a comeback game for him. Like, he's looking solid again. I mean, I don't think Harbaugh ever lost trust in him, and I don't think like the squad ever did, but fans were definitely getting nervous. But
there was
from one Tucker to another, you know, we love our Tuckers.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like he looked good. The Monday Night Football game, which Manningcast was quick to defend. We'll talk Manningcast in just a sec, but Manningcast was quick to defend with the win, but we saw some wild kicks on Monday Night Football, considering the weather. As far as I was going to add one final thing on Kraft, you were talking about his like comeback run or talking about Justin Tucker's, because we were talking Tucker's in general. If I get to log into my account here, it's logged me out. We'll try this one more time. Kraft, I think, is ranked tight end 4 on the season now, maybe?
Really?
Yeah, I think so. You know, tight end has looked so wild this year.
It really, I mean,
with
Cruz and Kelsey, like all those big names have just.
I don't know that that's in all scoring formats, and I don't know that holds up after last week, but I know that was the case in a couple of leagues after week 5.
I am also actively trying to look it up. Oh, I'm so zoomed in now from that.
He is tight end 5 on the season.
That's incredible.
Yep, that's our boy.
Run me through the tight end list.
I don't have it in front of me, but I can pull it.
5. Wait, I got it. Okay, Kittle.
Okay.
Brock Bowers. Cole Kmet, Tucker Kraft. Oh, I have him as 4 in ESPN.
Whoa.
And then Isaiah Likely. That's not too shocking because his beast. I mean, he's settled down some for sure, but that week 1 was monstrous.
I gotta say, I'm proud of him. I'm very proud.
Look at him.
Our class of 23 boys grow up fast. We're gonna get Puka healthy. Life's Zay doing it big.
Tank Dell.
Tank Dell. I think now with the Nico injury, Tank is gonna like show growth, lead the way. They were talking about
Mitchell once he gets back.
Oh yeah. Life's good, man. Life's good. Let's talk Manningcast a little bit. You want to talk some Manningcast?
I would love to talk Manningcast, but you're going to take most of the brunt of this discussion because I'm definitely behind. I shared with you I had soccer last night. We got absolutely walloped, and it was right in the middle of the Manningcast. So did not actively watch it. Have seen some clips. Belichick's just like hilarious, but yeah. What are your thoughts? Besides the greatest.
My main note is that Belichick is so good. The first half of Manningcast every week, I have to find a way. There's no easy way for me to record it. Like, I have to find a way to rewatch it because it's the best time of TV I'm watching every week. It's my favorite TV every week, definitely. And Belichick is hilarious. Read Ian O'Connor's, I guess it's on the bookshelf behind me now. Ian O'Connor's book on Belichick this summer, and highly recommend it. And then there's a book, Halberstern, The Education of a Coach, which is about Belichick. Both of those incredible books about him. I find him so fascinating, and his back and forth with the Manning brothers
It's perfect.
it's incredible, and it's so intelligent. And him talking about like him covering a Jets game, particularly with his beef with the Jets, so cool.
Yeah.
So good.
He just knows. Yeah.
He's fantastic.
I mean, it shows more and more. I mean, you probably are not this way, but I feel like I love football, but I'm on the scale of football fans, probably more a casual football watcher, right? I've never played the sport. Greg being a quarterback for, I don't know, 10 years or something, he just like looks at the game differently when he's watching it. So like he's calling out penalties before they happen and like saying things. And then like, then the announcers say immediately like, oh, I moved early, whatever. Or like, he's always screaming like Derrick Henry needs to be in the I formation, not in shotgun. But like these guys too, then take that to another level where it's just like they're calling out things, but they make it so simple for the everyman. It's just so great because it's like it's such football smarts, but still entertaining.
At one
it's
point
amazing.
last night, I think Peyton Manning had his daughter running as a definitely a defensive player, Mosley, maybe for the Jets, and was just like, stand here, you're going to represent Mosley. Was just like throwing a football over her. And I was just like, this is how sports are meant to be watched. And I don't know what that says about me as a person, but it's the closest I've been to like putting my head like this and kicking my feet up on my bed watching TV since I was like 14 years old.
Yeah.
That's how Manning Cast makes me feel.
I can't, unless you can find it somewhere else on the internet. I'm on ESPN, but I can't find the week 7 guests are still unannounced.
Ooh.
So, and it's the Ravens game. So did they do like a deal with Belichick?
Yeah, Belichick's Belichick's first half of every game this season, I think, big dog. He's
listed on all the other ones, but yeah, I feel like I caught a little bit of the game, and he was just talking about how like, yeah, whoever you have on for the second half, like he's already kind of like talking trash on the other guests too. Like he just doesn't care.
Yeah, and it was like award-winning actor. I mean, not that he's like astute, serious actor, but Jason Bateman and Will Arnett, like well-respected actors. And Bill Belichick's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't know anything about football. They're just fans. They can't.
Has his romantic life ever come up? That's just not spoken about, right?
On the Manning Cast?
Yeah.
I think they've joked a little bit. I love how awkward they get about Taylor Swift.
I already texted you about that immediately because
have we talked about that? Have we touched on that or no?
I texted you about it because I did watch a good bit of the Manning Cast for that Chiefs game, and like Eli's face when he sees the uncomfortableness, like everyone else is uncomfortable, like a normal uncomfortable person would be. Like Belichick just there, like, and then Eli's just over there, like.
They're all uncomfortable football boys, but Eli's just a little more awkward than the other than Peyton and Belichick.
Huge, goofy smile like a little kid, and his mouth is just always open.
Yeah, that's a little bit the Southern boy in them too.
Yeah,
like because that's classic, like goofy Southern boy.
He just looks like such a mouth breather.
And I would say like 80% of the male athletes I went to school with were like.
Right.
Type of guys.
Just a good old boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're great dudes. Like if they ever stumble, they will be appalled. They'll be like, who's letting women have access to podcasts
and football
and football.
Everything.
They're gonna be like, one of Whitney's friends gets to play football too, fantasy football too. This isn't fair. Crutcher, you're letting your friends play now?
Yeah.
This wasn't part of the deal.
Only you. Only you.
I had a student look me in the eye, dead in the eye today after I ramble about fantasy football in class regularly. Said, hey, this kid's had me in class 3 years in a row. And hey, Miss Crutcher, do you play fantasy football?
Okay. What was he trolling you?
No.
They really just don't listen to you, huh?
Boys, man.
No
This
respect.
18-year-old boy, he's just like, I play. He's like, do you play?
Mm,
I said,
mm,
yeah.
mm.
Yeah, I play a little bit. And one of my other students who I talked to about fantasy in the same class just looked at him like, because like we had been talking about football like 3 minutes before that. I'd been 2 feet over and was talking about the Seahawks. He was just like, yeah.
Do most of your students play, or not most, but like some of them play fantasy football?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would say
I didn't get into
probably
it till college.
I would say probably 10% of my students play.
Oh, okay.
It's different it's different every year, but like some years, if you have students that are super chill, like some of them will really, really want to talk to you about it. Some of them won't, but some
Right.
of them will. Some of them will drive you nuts about it. But
Are any of them in like many leagues, or most of them are in like 1 or 2 leagues?
you'll have a kid that's in like 4 or 5 sometimes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. A lot of them do
Starting them
family
young.
leagues too. They'll do friends league and then a family league, and I think that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll do like a league with their dad,
Mm-hmm.
be like
Oh,
their dad and his friends and stuff. I think that's pretty cool.
That's cute.
It is. It's sweet.
Next topic you have is Laverne and Shirley, a full theme song, and I wasn't sure.
I think I had that there for you to have access to in case you needed it at any point this week. I don't think we have
Pretend we didn't discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll do it next time.
I think we discussed it at pretty extensive.
More than probably should have been discussed.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we're going to discuss it more. It's just going to be a couple weeks.
Right.
I'm not willing to drop. I hope you're not willing to drop that, because I don't think I'm willing to drop that dream yet either.
No. Did you order your shirt?
I have ordered the shirt. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, then we can move to the next one. And this one was yours as well, too.
Okay, so it is homecoming week here. I said last week I had parent-teacher conferences, and I have I'm a teacher. I have parent-teacher conferences coming up this week, so that's what I'm dealing with this week. I mentioned it last week on the podcast, and so I'm exhausted. But somewhere karmically, I really went wrong, because this week I have 2 nights of parent-teacher conferences. It's a full moon, and it's homecoming week, all in the same week. So I am celebrating homecoming as well. So it's dress-up days at school. So we had superhero day, superheroes versus villains day today. It's the overall theme, like general theme of homecoming is 90s. So I wore my favorite 90s superhero. I may have to stand for this one. Dennis Rodman.
Oh, right. Yes. That's incredible.
He can fly. Visual proof.
Oh, yeah.
And he does have a love interest. It's himself. He married him. But, whatever.
And he has his daughter who's crushing it on the women's national team too. Like,
that's true. That's very true. And he does have his weakness, and his weakness is North Korea. But it happens. Monday. What was our theme on Monday?
Also, as soon as you said that homecoming week, the theme is 90s, it's like just so much proof that, I don't know, millennials are the teacher workforce. Like, because I mean, who's picking the theme, really?
Yeah.
I just laughed at that.
Oh, sorry. Packer was like chewing in his sleep. Oh yeah. I'm actually pretty thrilled that it's 90s. It was dressed like a different generation, and so each one had an assigned one. We were supposed to dress like students, but I really couldn't go all out because of parent-teacher conferences. Anyway, I say all this to say, the day for tomorrow is rhyme without a reason. So you can either be you can be buddies with someone, like match with someone and be rhyming things, or yours can rhyme. So
Okay.
I'm wearing my Jaden Reed jersey, of course. And I will be wearing a trucker hat on which I have taped a picture of Scott Stapp performing Higher in front of the album cover for Human Clay.
You have
The
a
hit
full
band
name for that? You gotta have
Creed.
some like, is it just like Jaden Reed and Creed?
Yeah. But it's also a random Packer, Jaden Reed, and a random Cracker, Whitney Crutcher.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. And I thought about taking the dog. Then it would be a random Packer and a random Cracker.
There you go.
Yeah. But they would definitely yell at me. So I'm not going to do that.
You just whisper that to some of your
But yeah, I don't
students.
know why rhyme without a reason. Eventually it will make an appearance on the podcast, but on Thursday it will be 90s Day, and I will be premiering my Josh Allen Jackson hotter than a hoochie coochie Chattahoochee Josh Allen shirt.
Wait, are you allowed to wear that to school?
She gonna
We're gonna
learn
find
today.
out. You're gonna
She
find
gonna-
out.
I don't think Chattahoochee's a sin because it's Alan Jackson, and when it's Alan Jackson, anything goes.
There you go.
I mean, when you're at school in the South, it happens, you know.
Right.
Yeah. And then Friday's just red and white day, so I'll just wear something.
Do a lot of red, white, and blue themes.
That was
Right.
just a clap for me to edit, but yeah, our colors are red and white, so yeah, we do a lot of American stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
That's amazing. I can't wait to see. Did any of the students dress like you Monday, or was it like dress like your
No,
parent?
they
weren't dressing
dressed-
as teachers.
They each had an assigned generation to dress like. Seniors dressed like senior citizens.
Okay.
Juniors dressed like business casual. Sophomores dressed like babies, and staff dressed like students.
Sophomores just like babe. Wait, are there freshmen or no?
No, we only have 10 through 12 in our building.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yep.
That's pretty good. I'm trying to think back to like my favorite homecoming. It's so odd because maybe it was just I was younger, or I was just socially awkward, and I don't think I ever really fully grew out of that. But I like wasn't that into homecoming. So, but my friends like really were, and they would go all out and dress like things. And like some days I would literally I went to private school and we had uniforms. I would still wear my uniforms on homecoming week. And I think I'm like unlocking some trauma or therapy thing here, because now that I, as an adult, go all out for Halloween, I think I'm like making up for that. Like I love homemade costumes. We'll talk about Halloween for sure in a couple weeks. And like, I don't consider myself a Halloween lover. Like our house isn't decorated for Halloween, but there's something about just like going to the thrift store and finding some gems to then turn into a costume that just brings me joy. And I think it's because I thought I was too cool for school as a kid. I don't know.
You know, I'm really wishing we should have. I really wish we would have thought earlier. We should have done a costume night on this girls' trip.
There's still time. I did kind of want to talk about, I mean, we're getting off topic, but I don't care. For the girls' trip, I didn't catch up on Marco's, but like with the PowerPoint night, I still really want to do something.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's not a thing.
I don't care.
Oh.
You and I can do PowerPoints. I'm bringing the laptop either way.
What do you think about like the make a random topic PowerPoint and make someone else present?
Worst case scenario, you and I should make random PowerPoints for each other and make,
Right.
yeah.
Like, okay, this is just Tracy and Whitney are
And
gonna
we're
do
gonna force it on the rest of you, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, exactly. You guys, I
Sorry,
mean, you can leave
Drew.
the room if you want, but that'll just be rude. So, without further ado,
We're very
here's
lucky
our
to have
PowerPoint.
the awesome friends that we have because they would never,
Oh yeah,
unless they
of
were like
course.
the room
Who's
was
that?
on fire. But
Honestly, we can just pod the whole time there too. So
yeah.
But going back to your amazing costume for tomorrow, this is like a minor segue, but you mentioned Creed, and Greg sent me this random video the other day of like men anytime they're home alone in the house, and it's just a guy opening up the fridge door and he's like, home and now, and like singing the I'm 6 feet from the air and like singing that, and it's so accurate. And I think it just subliminally put that in Greg's head because he did that this morning and he didn't even know he was doing it. I'm like, is it just ingrained once a man hears Creed once that they just never need to hear it again and they just have it memorized and they could do that? I don't know.
I have two related stories. One being that I have a similar Creed experience in that one of my cousin, who is one of my closest friends too, Matt was a huge fan of Creed at like age 8. And when I would
As
go,
you do.
like we were pals, and so we'd like go to Little Rock together or something. And if I rode with him and his mom, they didn't listen to the radio. They just let the Creed play, man. And
And
they would
CDs,
just,
right? We're just popping CD. Yeah.
but
yeah.
we weren't swapping them. We'd run track 1 through 13, and then we were running track 1 through 13 again. And I was
Run
just
it
like,
back.
What? Were we doing more Creed? There's more? And then I had a classmate that loved, he was like, we were in 5th grade, and he's like, yeah, I didn't get until 3 a.m. because I was at a Creed show tailgating. And I'm like, what? Dude, I watched Designing Women and ate Frosted Flakes this morning at 7, and you were at a Creed concert at 3?
What?
Okay, but the other thing I was going to
Sorry,
say,
that's killing me.
the other thing I was going to say about it, I have a lot, and when I still live at home, I have a laundry. I have certain songs for doing certain chores in the house. And I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston is my laundry song, particularly, and this is similar to the Hold Me Now, when it's that like, it's when you're getting into that, the and I, that part, that's when you're like, I'm folding the crap out of some laundry right now. We're getting it done. We're handling business.
Yeah.
So I think it might be in the same grain. It's probably because I was raised by a single man, but I think it may be the same. It may be from the same type of brain groove that's making this happen.
I know. I was trying to figure out, like, think through this, like, what would be my song? Do you remember when I had that song stuck in my head that is Pink, but I definitely did not think it was Pink. Who did I say it was?
Everyone but Pink.
Avril Lavigne, I think.
Yeah.
Yikes. But also kind of relatable. I'm trying to think of what my like belt song is. That one was stuck in my head for a while. I mean, lately it's been kid songs. It's tragic, but there's a Blippi song about an excavator, and it's actually kind of fire, and it gets stuck in my head. But I'll have to think about that more. Next time it pops in my head.
Can you send me the link?
100%.
I might get
It
dub
says,
it in an intro or something.
The lyrics are, I'm an excavator. And then the next line is, hey, dirt, see you later.
Whoa. Maybe that's a good cleaning song.
It is good. And we actually sing too, to add on to it. You know, you love making custom songs for your kids. Max full name is Malcolm Taylor. So we sing, I'm an excavator. Malcolm Taylor is the second line because it rhymes. So
Yeah.
it fits pretty well. I will definitely send you that link.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
just be warned, it's going to get stuck in your head. So
Oh,
we do a
well,
lot
I
of
may
it.
have to remix it and drop the beat and stuff. I want to know how much cleaning I'm gonna have to just like drink a bunch of energy drinks and just blare Seal's Kiss from a Rose Saturday morning and see how much cleaning I can get done, because
Yeah.
there's got to be some loop there when I hit that high note that I'm just like,
Oh, 100%. That's a good one. I really just need to
charge the
listen to music
Dyson.
in general more, especially like familiar music, because I get so much more productive. Like, and I feel like I got away from it. So that's gonna be my next to do. Next time I really got to get in a groove and get something done, I got to pop some tunes on. It's probably gonna be like 90s, 2000s hip hop. That's what does it for me. But I need to get back to that.
Yeah, I took a pretty extensive break from music, but I feel like I'm coming back strong. I need to get back to the audiobooks, and I have Audible credit dropping today. I started a really good one, but I just can't get in a groove. I just can't.
Well, you don't have, now that Greg's gonna have more of a commute, he's gonna get more of that's the one saving grace. I feel like you don't have a commute and your schedule can kind of change. So it's hard for you to probably like, you got to like almost plan time, maybe on your walks or whatever to be able to listen to it.
Yep. You're exactly right. Like, and the thing I've been running into now is if I walk before daylight, I don't wear headphones just from like a safety perspective. And I've been having to walk before daylight because time hasn't changed yet. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I mean, how many minutes in are we? I feel like this has been a long one.
We're probably getting close to an hour, Hoss.
Dang. Well, we can talk birthday. I don't know how much longer if you want to try to nail through all these.
We can talk birthday. What do you want to talk birthday, buddy?
Well, the birthday is coming up.
Ooh.
By coming up, I mean in an hour and 48 minutes since this earth, and 32 years since this earth was blessed with Gregory Taylor Robinson. So blessed. We don't have any plans at all though, but I did take the kids I was gonna just take Parker, but I sucked it up, took one for the team, and took both kids to Five Below. Do you guys have Five Belows?
Oh yeah.
Okay. It's right next. It's in the same shopping center as a Dollar General, but maybe it's just that you're spending more money. I feel like you're getting more quality to Five Below, but it's probably on par for sure. So can I share with you their gifts?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'll start with these are easily wrapped. I don't know where I'm going to start with Max because it's less funny. And like, honestly, I kind of picked it out, but when we were talking football earlier, I was like, we try to not gender stereotype our kids, but like Parker loves playing with her baby dolls and playing pretend and playing dress up and singing, and Mac just loves sports. Like he's already starting to like swing a baseball and he's obsessed with balls and stuff, sports balls. So this, can you even see what this is?
Yes.
It's a 4.5 foot inflatable.
That's awesome.
Football player that you
I want one.
So I'm pretty pumped. Over under on this remaining inflated for more than 2 weeks.
Oh, how close are you going to let Atlas get to it?
As close as he wants, and I don't think Atlas is the problem. We're going to say indoors remain inflated. What are we thinking?
10 days.
Okay. All right. I'll keep you posted. And then, of course, this one's so fitting too. Actually, I had some quality balls. I'm saying balls a lot. This is like legit actual like basketball texture. I don't know what this is, but look at this one. Shout out. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Whoa, that's nice, man.
I know. It's
I like it.
actually legit. So they
That's
can
pretty
toss
cool.
this around. So that's going to count as my present as well.
Hey, you're a company man.
Exactly. Because once we get into Parker's, it's a little more unhinged. So
Okay.
where do I even begin? As soon as you walk into the store, there's a whole bin of Squishmallows. So obviously Greg needs one of those. So I had to convince her to not get like a pink unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
And we went with Harry Potter.
Okay. I
We're
love
just
it.
getting started with. We're just getting started. I should record Greg feigning excitement, opening these gifts constantly in front of our
He-
children.
Greg is a saint.
This poor man. Okay, we bring it back with a classic. Speaking of 90s, just the
I
rainbow
thought it was
sprinkle.
going to be Play-Doh for a second, but
I saw Silly Putty in there, and I kind of
Slinkies
wanted
are
to get it for
fun.
myself.
I
Um,
literally have one as a pet, so they're pretty cool.
Well, I mean, the problem is this will get like jacked up immediately.
Oh yeah,
we'll see.
a
We'll see.
Slinky would get jacked up by. I'm 33 years old, and I would break a Slinky. Yeah, it doesn't stand a chance with Parker.
This one's less fun. This is just like it's like animals and
Yeah,
a little house is a play. This is like a legitimate toy that she will play with. But here's where they start to really get unhinged. I'll start with the less unhinged. Oh my gosh, we got so many things. Okay, a couple sweet treats, some gummy bears,
okay.
the classic York peppermint patties that he also likes, but they give him heartburn, so we're just dealing with one, and some Aquaphor. Our boy gets chapped lips like it's nobody's business. And then here's where it really starts to shine. She got me on my birthday so we could work out together a 1 pound dumbbell. So here's her second one to work out with him. So now she's got one for each hand.
Perfect.
We went into the sock aisle as you do for dads.
Yeah,
and she landed
love
on Pikachu.
Yeah,
Also came with pink and purple Gengar. Which he will 1,000% rock. Like,
incredible.
he would actually maybe pick these out himself. And then last two, this one I kind of forced. I might bring this on the girls' trip too. Tiny hands.
Those are good. Those are real good. I like them a lot.
I think they
I've
will.
seen those. I've seen those taken by administration from children.
100%.
For children,
This
for
will make it
children
on the
just
spot.
having too much fun with them.
And then
There's
the last
nothing there-
one.
There's no
Oh,
rules
just-
they're technically breaking. They're just having too much fun.
Yeah, no fun allowed in school. Whitney.
None.
And then the last one,
Can't wait.
there was a pen aisle, and they had like fidget pens where you could like play with and it would spin it around. And Greg like definitely likes fidget toys and stuff. And then there was also these like punching ones where like they were like little animals on the top of the pen, and then you could push on the back and make them punch. So I was trying to convince her to get that because it's still a pen and functional. But she said, no, I want to get this instead. Can you hear it?
I can't hear it, but it.
This whole time I thought it's just like a clapping noise.
Oh, okay. It's goofy looking.
It's attached to, there's no light, there's no pen.
Is it a banana though?
It's attached. It's the bottom of it is a banana. It's a monkey that turns into a banana.
Perfect. Cheeky
chimp clapper.
Cheeky chimp. Everything that's cheeky, I read with a British accent. So I bought. This is a great segue into things I bought for your daughter off Temu that I'm gonna end up keeping because they came in 1/36 of the size that I thought they'd be, and so they're a choking hazard for your other child. Hold please.
Oh my gosh.
This tiny Baltimore Ravens colored lizard.
Could you please hold that back for scale?
It's like the size of a contact.
It's a pupil. What is the texture on that? Give me a little bit more here. We could do a whole podcast on Temu finds. Is it hard or squishy?
It's what can I?
Indescribable.
It's like an acrylic.
Okay.
Oh, we have woke up the boy. It is approximately maybe an inch long. And yeah, I was expecting like the size of my palm. I was like, this will be cute. Parker will love it. I get it in, and I'm like, what? What?
What even is the point of making something that small?
There's not one. There's not one. And then I have a gift for you. This is not the main event gift that I have for you, but I can't keep gifts, dude. I have to show you, and there's no time like right now. But it's from Temu. It's from Temu, so you know that I didn't spend a lot on it. You know, you can rest assured. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
A second.
This is incredible. What a giver that woman is, you know? I feel like I need to fill airtime. Do I have a good joke? I got none. I do like corny jokes. And one of my favorite is, what does a nosy pepper do? Get jalapeno business. Jalapeno business? All right. Hopefully that landed. This is taking a while. Another
All
joke.
rise.
Oh, thank
All
goodness.
rise for the raising of your flag. Your Maryland flag.
Look at him, baby boy.
Hold on, the Maryland part's not showing up.
Gosh.
Anyway, it can hang by the Geo flag.
That is incredible.
I was like, we can't have another man.
This is perfect. Because like my office is in the basement, which is where I film here too. And we don't have much decor, but obviously I want to do like, you know, more sports themes, Maryland stuff. So like I'm going to hang this on the wall here right next to my desk, where I also have your banana poster still, by the way.
It's pretty awesome. I gotta say.
That's amazing. The question is, did you get 2?
What?
The question is, did you get 2?
No, I only bought 1. I practice self-control. Hold on.
Okay. Oh no. Hope I don't have to tell another joke. What do you call someone who skips church? Christian Bale.
We did decide that the squad's not going to see this prior to the trip, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the other.
Unless we also can't contain ourselves, but I don't think I don't know. I don't feel good about today's performance, so.
Do you really not?
I mean, it's fine.
Do you really not? Now I feel self-conscious.
What? I'm talking about myself.
Oh, you shouldn't. You've been great, dog.
Let's see. Oh, Geoscout. That's amazing. That's amazing. Geo's gals, how have we not thought of that sooner?
I like it.
That's so cute.
Anyway, so we're all set.
Man. How much, like, you have to rent a car just to fit all of the stuff that you're bringing on this trip.
Yeah. Well, we're going to pod, homie.
I know.
I can't believe you're feeling like poor performance. You've knocked it out of the park, killer.
Oh my gosh, you're too good. You're too good.
I think we've had the podcast of a lifetime.
I mean, there's some good segments in there for sure. For sure.
I love it.
I feel like we should wrap up soon, but what was I going to say? Oh, it was about the trip, maybe. Oh, Well, I don't know if we pod about this or not, but what are you able to get there super early Friday? Probably not. You took off Friday, right?
So I can pick up the car. I've still got to put in my official work request, but nothing's ever technically denied on that front. So I've put in to pick up the car the night before. So if that's the case, I could leave out like as early as I want.
Okay.
But yeah. So
all right, because I get in Uber early, and then I think Hannah. So
you get into Milwaukee super early?
Yeah, like 10:30, I think.
Oh wow.
No, wait, is it that early? Is it because they're an hour back, right?
Yeah, Milwaukee's in the same time zone that I'm in.
Yeah, I want to, because my options for like direct flights out of Baltimore were either get there at 10:30 a.m., so like leave at 8:30. I think it's only like a 3-hour flight.
Yeah.
Or get there at like 6 p.m. And I had too much FOMO. I've just been looking forward to this trip for so long. So I was like, I want to be the first one there and the last to leave.
Well, I will look over the timelines of it. But yeah, I'm picking up the whip the night before. That way I can pack everything the night before and leave out super early.
Sweet.
Yup. We probably need to. I probably need to grow a pair and talk to Hannah about Packer coming.
I'm thinking about softening that blow too. So
okay,
we'll get it done. I don't
Okay.
even know if you want me to bring him up. I feel like you maybe mentioned him. Did you drop? Oh, you dropped the Packer stuff in the chat, right? I was about to be like, speaking of that sweet baby boy, is he coming on our trip? So next time, if you want to just drop a hint, I
don't know that I dropped the artwork.
You didn't? I thought you dropped the gift for your grandmother.
Yeah, I think I dropped him being super ticked off looking at the pillow, but
right.
He's such a peach. All right, let's wrap there. I'm gonna look at some maps. I'll text you because I'm not actually that zonked somehow, but
dang,
we'll text. I know. The dog's not getting to go on a walk though, no matter how much he wants to.
Yeah, no walks allowed.
Not happening. But it's been solid performance.
It's been great. I love it. I love it. I'll get Greg to listen to it right away for our views. So
don't do that. Otherwise, poor boy.
On his birthday too. It's time for her. Yes, is this insensitive? Whoops. Cut it. All right. Good chatting, homie. Till next time.
Bye.
Oh, can't you see that I work all day? No time for sleep, no time for play. I'm an excavator. Hey dirt, see you later. I'm an excavator. Excavator.